Good morning to you, brothers. Peace. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to Chronicles of Judah 144. We've been waiting on you to put more videos out on Patreon, and just wanted to let you know, brother, if you're watching this video, that we miss you, and we'll be waiting on your content. Keep doing what you're doing. God bless you. Like I said, King Judah, back to you, brothers. Once again, ready to get into a serious video. I think you brothers will understand where I'm coming from, and really, when I get finished with this video, I think a lot of you brothers will dig deep and think about certain things and how we look at people, and especially celebrities and so-called leaders in our community. So let's get it. Charleston White, very popular brother now. He's been around for a while. First of all, I want to say I agree with a lot of things he say. A lot of time I don't like the way he present the words that comes out of his mouth, but a lot of the references that he gives, it is the truth when it comes to our community. And a lot of things that he say, we do need to hear those things as so-called black people, especially when he says things like the drugs that drug dealers pushing in our community, the gang culture, things he says about our women and how they carry themselves, how they act. I agree with those things. I say a lot of those things on my channel, and I do respect that. The things that rap music have did in our communities over the years, especially in the 90s when I came up, when he came up, a lot of that stuff did a lot of damage in our communities, mentally and spiritually. Now, am I blaming rappers for what going on in our community? Not necessarily, because at the end of the day, a rapper can't raise your children. You got to raise your own children. Like I tell you brothers all the time, you are responsible for who you have children with and the time frame that you have children. So you need to be having children when you're ready. And I'm talking to you young brothers mostly, because most niggas my age is not looking for any more children. If they got children, most of them is adults now, or almost at adulthood. So I would never just blame rappers on what's going on in the community, because it's up to us to raise our children and put the Most High first and raise them under the umbrella of the Most High and the Bible. So I would never do that. So when he talks about the rappers and the stuff that they said, and promoting gang culture and thug life and things like that, and how it did a damage a little bit when it comes to the young men mentally, oh yeah, no doubt about it. And definitely the gang culture is got to be destroyed. And he's 100% right about that. See, our boys, our young men, they're going to follow somebody. And us as fathers and the so-called black men, that we don't set the example, we're going to lose them. Because there's so much stuff out here, man. So much negativity. And if you live in the projects, in a bad neighborhood where it's drugs and crime all the time, most of the time, our young man is going to heed to that. if you're not strong. If you don't have the father and the mother in the home, most of the time our young men, they're gonna heed to that and start following that stuff if they're around it all the time. So it's up to us to recognize and bring to the forefront that crap has got to be destroyed, man, mentally, and stop uplifting that crap, man, like it's cool. And like Charleston White says, man, we got to just totally put that junk down, man, and tell them they ain't crap, you know. And that's why we stay at the bottom. So that gang culture stuff that Charleston White talks about, oh yeah, I agree with all that. The stuff that he talks about when it comes to Donald Trump, I disagree with that, because I know no politician can save our community. But in my view, when he talks about the Donald Trump stuff and how he carried himself and what he has done for so-called black people and what he's going to do for so-called black people, all that stuff right there let me know that he is a plant. No doubt about it. And whenever you get real big on social media, YouTube, you are a plant. Because they're not just going to let you get on social media and just say what you want to say and still be big time if you're not a plant. That's just not going to happen. YouTube and these various internet platforms, it's just like the television. And when you're at the hierarchy of those websites or platforms or whatever, you got to be a plant. You got to be some kind of a plant to help lead our people around the wrong path. And what I mean by the wrong path is to have us focus on things that do not have to do with the Most High and His Son and the Scriptures. See, because we can talk about what's wrong with the black community all day, so-called black community. We could talk about the so-called black woman. We could talk about the drugs. We could talk about the abortion situation. We could talk about the lack of fathers. We could talk about the lack of education. We could talk about all that stuff all day. But if we don't put the Most High first in the spirit and the truth, we're not going anywhere. So that's why I tell you brothers all the time, plants like Charleston White, they get our attention because they say a lot of stuff that's right, but the foundation is not right. And so we always going to be at the bottom. Because you can always talk, you can say things that are the truth, but if they're not based in any kind of spiritual knowledge or unity for us, like a culture situation, we're not going to gather our people as a whole to the truth. What he's saying really just a bunch of nigga nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Because I hear him get on certain platforms and try to bring up the Bible and God and where we come from and we niggas and stuff like that. And see, that kind of stuff right there, man, that's our problem. We think just because a brother say certain things that might be correct, that he know everything, that everything he says is correct. Everybody don't know everything. So like I said, even though I agree with a lot of stuff that he says, when he talks about the Bible and who we are and our history, Charles White needs to sit his butt down. Because him, just like most of our people, don't have no knowledge, clue on those subjects whatsoever. They don't know what they're talking about when it comes to that subject. Because number one, they don't understand that we the biblical Hebrew Israelites. If you just don't understand, if you don't understand that main principle, you as a so-called black man don't even need to say anything about the Bible. Because that means you don't know your history, you lying on our history, and you've been a false prophet, and you leading our people astray. That's why I have to be the one that come on YouTube and address certain things about these celebrities and about these people who we look up to. See, I don't care about 200,000 subscribers or a million subscribers or becoming rich on YouTube. I don't care about all that. See, I can say what I want to say. And that's what most brothers doing. They using YouTube in their social media platform to get money. I'm an average brother that work every day, and if the Most High bless me that I get paid from YouTube, then it will happen. But I know how society is ran. If you say certain things, they're gonna kick you off. If you say certain things that go against their agenda, they're gonna kick you off. It's a lot of things that Charleston White done said that other YouTube content creators done said. But he's still on YouTube, but they got kicked off YouTube. You see what I'm saying? They let you know right there, the Caucasian liberals who run YouTube, they have an agenda. You know what I'm saying? Long as we continue to come with that nigga nonsense and the back and forth of who's right, the Caucasian liberals or the Caucasian man who run YouTube, they're gonna continue to let you be on the platform. And that's why I tell people all the time, as I grow and as I continue to make videos, YouTube is not gonna send a lot of my notifications out to the people who subscribe to my channel because of the thing that I say. You know? But somebody like Charleston White, long as he promote the politics angle, you know, and talk about Trump and the state of our people, but no solutions, they're gonna continue to let him be on YouTube. Cause see, Charleston White and most of the other brothers who be on YouTube who talks about our community and what going on in our community, what we need to do, is all about what we doing, what we're not doing, what's going on, but it never ends solutions. And the Caucasian love that because the only thing we doing is just making videos and going back and forth. See, me, it's my job as a man of the Most High to bring solutions. And that's what I'm going to do until the day that the Most High calls me home. It's all about solutions. And the solution is putting the Most High and his son first, the man leading his household, and the so-called black man leading our communities. If we ever gonna do a revolution, it starts with us and our women supporting us, not being a part of it. Let me say it again. The so-called black man leading our community if we try to lead a revolution, but our women just being supportive, but not being a part of the movement. That's the solution. Like I tell you brothers all the time, and you brothers who read the scriptures, you know the man is the head. We the one that lead things. And the women just gonna bring confusion. They gonna wonder why I can't do this, why I can't do that. Let me say this, let me say that. They too emotional. They gonna bring the emotional aspect to the revolution, to the movement. And we don't need to be working off emotion. We already work off emotions enough as so-called black men. So I'm bringing solutions, not just to keep talking and talking and talking. And that was most of these brothers be doing, man, on YouTube, just talking and talking and talking. And most of you brothers know what's going on in our community. A lot of you brothers already know the things that Charleston White say. You already know it. And see, what you brothers need to start doing is that you need to start speaking your mind. Just like Charleston White speak his mind. A lot of you niggas, man, scared to voice your opinions on social media, no matter what the platform is, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, Patreon, whatever the case is. A lot of you niggas scared to address your opinion and be bold for what you believe in. You need to step up and be bold. Instead of bragging on another brother and the things that he said, oh yeah, man, Charleston White was right about what he said. What about you? What about your own brain? What you think? Do you have enough knowledge to tell your kids your opinion on things in the black community or so-called black community, or what's going on in the world, what's going on in the United States, what's going on in our education system? Do you have enough knowledge to tell your children your opinion on what's going on? Can you educate? Can you school the other brothers on what's going on? But see, that's the problem. You're looking for another man to give you knowledge and you don't have no knowledge yourself. That's the reason why we at the bottom. We can't teach nobody. We can't teach our children. We can't teach our women or women. We don't have nothing to teach nobody. And we just going off another man at what he say. And Charleston White and other men that on social media, they know this already. That's why they talk the way they talk. That's the only way we're gonna grow, fellas. You got to get knowledge for yourself. You got to get out here and understand what's going on in this world, man. You know? Because at the end of the day, like I tell you brothers all the time, these celebrities, man, and these brothers that are making all this money on YouTube, at the end of the day, they don't care about you. They care about their money, man. You know? And like I said, when I listen to Charleston White sometime, depending on the subject, and see what he got to say. And like I said, I agree with a lot of stuff that he do be saying. But at the end of the day, Charleston White is a brother that he don't want our people to follow the Bible in spirit and in truth. And I understand some of you brothers don't believe in the Bible, and that's on you. That is your prerogative. More power to you. But he don't want the brothers, man, to start at the foundation and build up from there. And that's the only way it's gonna change. That's the only way our community is gonna change, man. But I remember the other day I heard something he was saying. What that was saying? What that he was saying? He was like, he was like, it's over for black people. Yeah, he was saying it was over for us because we don't know how to create anything. We don't know how to build and things of that sort. And that was hurtful to me because we don't understand our history and we don't know true history. You know, it were dark-skinned people who built the pyramids. We done a lot of things in history, man. We didn't start dominating sports, man, in the United States back in the early 1900s or the early 1800s. All that stuff started in the ancient world, man. The word sport is in the Bible. What Samson did before he passed on. He entertained the other nations. They told him, entertain us. We having a party. Come entertain us. And he did his thing. And for you brothers who read the scripture, who know the story, he pulled down the foundation of the building where they gathered at, and he killed a lot of those men. But he was doing a sport. He was entertaining. That's all that means. An entertainer. So a lot of the stuff that goes on, man, we been did this stuff. The Caucasian man didn't create the stuff, we created it. It always comes from the ancient world. So when you understand your history, and you understand that the Bible is our history, so on and so forth, you know how to combat people like Charleston White when they say certain things. But if you don't do any kind of research or don't know anything, you're just going to be lost in the sauce. Everything that these niggas say, you just going to believe it. You know? So, brother, I just want to do a quick video on Charleston White. Not trying to put the brother down or anything like that. Like I said before, I agree with a lot of things that he say. But at the end of the day, brothers, you got to be a leader. Don't let people like Charleston White be called a leader of our community. We don't have no leaders. I'm said that 1,000 times on my videos. Every brother is a leader who's striving every day, working hard, goal-oriented, putting the Most High first, raising his children, leading his wife, teaching his wife, got something to show his wife. You are a leader in our community when you do that. And when every so-called black man do that, then we can do something. We can create a movement. That's where it starts. Brothers, I'm out of here. Like, subscribe, share the video, like the videos, and be looking out. I got that video coming on the Shannon Sharp situation. I think you brothers gonna like it. I'm gonna come from a different angle than everybody else, and be on the lookout for that. So peace.